Today we are out for my first day hike in my new series where I take you all out on the South Florida trails. I wanted to share trails that anyone can do to get people out in nature. I also thought it would be a great way for me to stay connected to the hiking community and get out into nature myself. So kicking off the series, I am out on one of my favorite trails called Winding Waters down here in South Florida. The trail is located on a 548 nature preserve in Palm Beach County. It contains a half-mile paved trail to an observation deck for a real beginner if you are someone who is not keen on hiking through grass and sand. For the more adventurous, there is a 5-mile loop trail that follows the edge of the lake and through a bit of a wooded area. Along this trail, there are several shaded bench areas, and as mentioned above, the covered observation platform on a bridge. For the animal lover, wildlife is abundant out here. I have seen alligators, herons, snakes, raccoons, turtles, fish, dragonflies, American coots, and so many other more animals. So definitely bring those binoculars if you are into bird watching, because you will be thoroughly pleased with the amount of different bird types you can see out here. With all that being said, I'm going to take you all along with me on this trail and share with you guys some of the cool spots that I find. So this trail has been a part of my life for quite a while now. This is one of the very first trails that I started hiking down here when I moved down here in South Florida. It's just an easy loop trail. You can make it shorter or longer, however you want. There's a lot of like cut-ins and cut-outs, but generally altogether it's about 5 miles long, 5.5 if you add the paved route. I really like this trail because there are tons of spots where you can sit and watch birds, tons of areas where you can spot wildlife. I've seen so many different types of animals out here. So the trail is marked with these little yellow blazes, so you kind of know where to go. When I walk into the beginning of the trail, I always like to head to the left and follow the yellow blazes. If you head to the right, you have the option to follow yellow blazes, but you also have the option to head on the paved path. We are coming up now to our first sunshade along the trail. So these sunshades provide, obviously, shade from the sun out here in sunny South Florida. They're great for observing what's going on in the lake that's right behind me right now, and I'm going to show you guys the view. So this is the view from the sunshade. I'm completely blocked right now from any type of sun, which is super nice. And you get to just kind of watch what's going on in the water, which is awesome. I've seen so many birds out in this area, this specific sunshade area, and I've even seen alligators, so that's pretty cool too. But we are going to keep hiking along, and we are going to just make our way around the whole trail, so let's keep going. Basically, this whole trail follows along this lake for the most part. There is one part I'll show you guys that does go into the wooded area. I don't think we're gonna go on that trail today, just for purposes of completing the loop. But I would like to show you guys where it turns off. It adds like a little, maybe like a half mile, I think, maybe 0.6 onto the hike if you do that. But I think we're just gonna stick with the loop around the lake because it's pretty. And maybe I'll show you a little bit of the paved path. All right, so here is where the trail kind of converges and forks off. So you can go that way and go to the wooded trail, or you can go this way and continue on around the lake, and it'll bring you back to the bridge and like the parking lot area. I think I'm actually gonna do the wooded trail because my foot is starting to be in a little bit of pain. So I kind of want to cut it a little bit short because I don't want to make it hurt and not be able to continue hiking. So there's not really much back here. It's literally just walking through some trees, whereas like the other place had the lake to look at. But this is pretty much literally just trees. It kind of cuts back to the bridge. So there's not really much to see back here, but I do enjoy looking at the trees out here because they're very different than the ones that are close to the water. So that's kind of cool. Let me see if I can show you some. Like, I love these little fluffy trees. They almost look like Christmas trees. They're some sort of pine. I just don't know what kind. And these are some pretty cool plants as well. So yeah, just some different stuff when you come in this wooded trail versus out by the water. Alright, I am now on the paved trail walking back. It's about a half mile back to the car. So it'll be about a 3-mile day, which is exactly what I wanted to do, but I figured I'd put in a few extra miles if I did the lap all the way around, but 3 was my goal. Yeah, the paved path is just different. It's literally just a sidewalk. So it feels weird. Like, I have my trekking poles. I don't need them to hike down here in Florida. Like, there's no elevation, but it's just like a comfort thing, you know? Like, what else do you do with your hands? Here's a sidewalk, and then I don't know if y'all can see through the trees, like right there is the water. So it's not far from the water and the other path, it's just paved. So that is a wrap on the Winding Waters natural area. I hope you all enjoyed this new series of day hiking South Florida trails. I plan to create these weekly, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss any future hikes, and I'll see you all on trails somewhere in the future.